Hello, dear friends. This is the next video in the continuation of the Shakespearean criticism. And in the last video, I informed you regarding the 10 important critics according to their timeline. And now, here comes the 11th critic. He's from Germany, John Wolfgang Goethe. And in 1795 to 1796, he wrote Wilhelm Mister's Apprenticeship. In Book 4, Chapter 3 and 13, he has praised Shakespeare and particularly Prince Hamlet. On the 12th number comes Machado de Assis. Friends, in 1896, this French critic has given us a very important statement about Shakespeare. He says, I quote, when we stop speaking English, we will speak Shakespeare. So this statement at itself has already appeared in the exam. So I repeat the statement so that some of my students may write it. When we stop speaking English, we will speak Shakespeare. On the 13th number comes the romantic prose writer, essay writer, Charles Lamb. And in 1811, he wrote about Shakespeare by borrowing Ben Jonson's statement, sphere of humanity. So we can say that he has all praises for Shakespeare and his characters and has considered him that he is a sphere of humanity. On the 14th number comes Thomas de Quincy, again a very famous essay writer of Romantic age. In 1823, he wrote his famous essay on the knocking at gate in Macbeth. Here he linked Shakespeare with nature, as we all know that Dr. Johnson has called him a child of nature. And then comes Thomas Carlyle in 1841. This Victorian critic, in his famous book, which has been constantly been taught throughout the world, has been canonized, and I think it was there in the University of Rajasthan's course also in honors on hero worship and the heroic in history. I have a long quote for all of you. Here, I quote, here, I say, is an English king, when no time or chance, parliament or combination of parliaments can dethrone of, and this is King Shakespeare. So we should remember that Carlyle has called Shakespeare a king. On the 16th number, I have Victor Hugo, again a French critic, a writer. In 1859, he praised Shakespeare with this line, I will translate Shakespeare the ocean. So we can remember that who has called Shakespeare an ocean? Victor Hugo. On the 17th number comes Leo Tolstoy. Friends, I was shocked when I read Leo Tolstoy many years ago about his comments about Shakespeare. He has no praises for Shakespeare. He says that readers of Shakespeare distorting their aesthetic and ethical understanding. He said that I tried twice reading and try to fit myself in the shoes of Shakespeare, but I could never become as emotional, and my aesthetics never rose as per the world says about Shakespeare. So we can say that suppose they ask you a question regarding who is the great critic of. So along with many other writers, he's the first one who criticized Shakespeare in harsh words. Then comes D.H. Lawrence in 1928, that famous novelist of Sons and Lovers. He says that how boring, how small Shakespeare's popular people are, yet the language so lovely. So we can understand that D.H. Lawrence himself is a creator of characters, so he might not have liked Shakespeare's characters, but he has all praises for Shakespeare's language. And then the next 19th number critic is Sigmund Freud. He says that I stopped to believe the author of Shakespeare's works were his. And then he gave birth to another theory that it is not Shakespeare who has written his works. And this particular statement comes in the famous book on which I already have made a very small video, Interpretations of Dream. So he does not believe by interpreting the sonnets of Shakespeare that writer who had a very meager knowledge, meager school education, could have written those kind of plays. On the 20th number, I have W.H. Auden in 1947. He says that Shakespeare never takes himself seriously. He had said this in lectures of Shakespeare. Friend, I will make another video on Shakespeare's critics. Kindly wait for that. Till then, thank you very much.